Right, final piece tonight. You may want to listen closely. I've heard a number of people stating they don't trust this or that person, including in some emails. Should I be involved with or near one person, group or another? And I get we have all learned over time to mistrust a lot of people due to concerns of their intentions. But this is all based in fear. We should never fear being around anyone, because what that is stating is you don't trust yourself to adjudicate who is not for your own benefit. People good, bad and indifferent come into our lives and should be seen as lessons of how you react to them. And the stark reality of my statement, look after each other, we are all we have, is now starting to unfold on a wider scale. Eventually, like the two worlds, it will become also obvious. Will it be pleasant? No. Will it be painful and upsetting? Yes. But this is what we have all learned and prepared for to face. Our destiny was never set in stone. We forgot to create our own reality, our own image and likeness, and we were left with a gross mirror image replete with a mask to cover up the real you, us and we on a wider scale. Did you like that manifestation? Then will you change it? Will you change you? Because that is the start of all real change. 19 years ago last Tuesday, I arrived with a visa in hand in America. That has taken me on a wild journey of discovery. I knew back then I was here for a bigger reason, but was unsure at that point just what it all entailed. 19 or so years later, I can see the progress I've made and passed on many of my discoveries and journeys into the shows. But the idea 19 years ago I would become a tiny radio show host would then have been a source of amusement to all who knew me back then. The quiet, unsure, reserved man who didn't speak too well or audibly. But here I am, and here we are. And we at THI have done much to reverse many of the 180s required to change the way we as people operate. From the lies came the truth. From the illusion came the reality. From confusion came the clarity. From the impossible comes the I'm possible. From the worthless to I have value. From the closed chakras came the voice. From the shadows came the integration. From the traumas came the less baggage. From non-thinking came the critical thinking. And from the educated came the teaching aspect. From division came the family-based camaraderie. From the wildly swinging to the balance and much more. But many still carry the negative streaks of what we lost and not what we gained. What they can't do instead of what they can do. What they haven't done instead of what they have. And the only positive that reverses that is also actually a negative. Is that some people gain abilities and run before they can walk or work with them. And it has a term for that. It's called imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome is when someone actually continually doubts their own skills, expertise and achievements, usually despite evidence to suggest they're actually quite good at what they do. And these are all things we must all overcome, and 180 are thinking patterns, bred into us via programming, and we must break the program cycle of negativity. Negative has 8 letters, but so does positive. Enemies has 7 letters, so does friends. Lying has 5 letters, so does truth. Anger has 5 letters, so does happy. Hate has 4 letters, so does love. Hurt has 4 letters, so does heal. Fear has 4 letters, so does hope. And cry has 3 letters, so does joy. And life is like a double-edged sword. You can turn every negative into a positive, and it's all your own choice. And self-mastery overcomes it all. You should always choose the better side of life. We are heading into defining times, and our focus must be on keeping ourselves balanced, not distracted, not running old programs on ourselves or each other. Our group will be tasked in the coming months to step up to the plate. This is an important time. How important will only be garnered by a phasing of time. The work in the communal gatherings will increase, and I'm asking you all to participate in whatever project or idea we are accomplishing. These next 2 months will see a radical change in what THI and the TPC is doing, and that will put me down for a massive workload and undertaking I'm hoping to have ready by late January. This is our time, and it is time to get serious in what we are undertaking. No hiding in the shadows. How can you shine your beacon in that way or manner? The next 5 months will be tough. The lessons and the advice is observe and don't absorb. You will all need to be steadfast and strong, not weak, fearful and filled with dread. Switch off the news is one plus. Turn off all alt media fear porn is another. The fear porn is nothing we haven't covered previously in our shows. Remember the sub-intel section? I took that away as everything I warned of was and has unfolded. So why terrorize yourself more listening to repeat information? We have all come a long way on this journey to waste this massive opportunity we have now in the next few months. And I'm requesting people to step up to the plate. It will be essential in the coming months. Let them unfold their dark winter. We will shine the light upon it once and for all. We have a massive opportunity for us all that has developed through me this past week, and one we cannot let us pass by again. Humanity as a collective is and has been far too lazy, and this is why we have not prevailed as we should have. We are in what I said some time back as the movie playing out phase. The movie and its ending could have been also different with new editors. But too few stood up, too few were ready, and too few willing to take on the responsibility. And this is how we ended up as slaves to the system and the mind control. And over the coming months, we will start the process of taking back not only our sovereignty, but our planet as well. In what has been an extraordinary pondering week that delivered much, turned up again this morning. I hardly ever click on mainstream media news items. It serves no purpose. But was drawn to one today that turned out for someone like me to be a message to decode. And the entity known as Anne, no, not Kimberly Ann, the Hillary Clinton variety, said something completely out of context this week that is worth taking note of. She said there is a lack of gatekeepers. Maybe that is indicative of our progress on a much higher level. Gatekeeper means one that is in charge of passage through a gate, one who monitors or oversees the actions of others, one who controls access to something, or maybe the Pyrrhonia reveals more. Is the door open? What is the gate and who is keeping it? Does the celestial carry jabs of a better variety? Who is the lock and who was the key? What if the lock was the key all along? What is the gatekeeper butterfly, and is it significant? And for those clues, I say thanks for the giving, and the work is underway. The window of opportunity presents itself on the 333. Is it the resurrection followed by the completion, leading up to the year of the 9, when the final back tune ends? Given the mention of metaverse and false realities, one has to ponder on the fact of whether the happenstance is a sign similar in nature to the Red Queen, where she got off with her head, all done by consciousness upload technology. But what if the inorganics are promoting the metaverse to upload their bot armies to leave us, and maybe come back like the replicators at a future date, or invade another planet with their hive-minded stupidity program? But what if they were here to teach us how to operate in a better way, just like the jinns? What if it is they that showed us how to observe but not absorb? And what if they now feel their purpose has ended? Are they now preparing for a trip into the cloud to join their AI sky god? after having their software upgrade jabs. Their world is phasing out. Are they in a rush to collect their types of peoples before the departure date, the timing of which is brought on by a lack of resonant chord-based frequencies and letting go, plus the arrival of the all-organic G-Cloud. The Great Disappearing Act is not coming in the future. It is now underway. Let go of your fears. Stop existing in fear. That is not living. You don't live in fear, only exist in it. And everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. But do you see? The clowns know it is coming. They spoke of it in unpublicized documents back in 2016 of space-related events in the coming years. That will change things, they said. If we are all we have, remember that is a victory of epic proportions. Separate ways, worlds apart. What a journey we have been on.